Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor. You on YouTube know me as Sonic798. And exactly a year ago today, January 24th, 2018, I died getting my wisdom teeth taken out. No, this isn't clickbait. No, this isn't me fiending for attention. No, I'm combing my hair because my hair looks crazy. This isn't me fiending for attention. This isn't me trying to break the internet or gain subscribers or talk about anything. Um, I felt really. I've been really sporadic. If you've looked at my content over the last, truthfully, 2 years, my content has been very sporadic, not really consistent. And I keep saying, "Oh, I'll come back. I'll come back. I'll come back." And I had full plans to come back this time with content, consistent content, and everything. And um wanted to come back with consistent content, and every time it was something, whether it was me moving, whether it was I didn't have lighting, whether my phone camera was broken, I had a crack going through it. Now I have a ring light. So I hope you like this new setup. I feel like this is a very bright and very beginner friendly setup, so to speak. Once I get a backdrop, it's all over. I'm gonna be professional. But I felt as though I at least owed you guys an explanation about what happened, and I feel as though, ooh, I do have a lazy eye. Please ignore it. Um, I feel like I did owe you guys, my subscribers who are loyal, who have stayed with me, who haven't unsubscribed. Thank God, because I am a terrible YouTube creator. If I followed someone like myself, I probably would have unsubscribed as well if I could find the content to unsubscribe. Um, I did want to give you an explanation of where I've been. I don't want this video to be heavily edited. I don't want this video to be pristine and perfect. You can tell, I'm in my apartment. In front of I'm in front of my light because I knew that this would be probably the best lighting situation for the video. I'm not wearing a stitch of makeup. I literally just took off my makeup because I thought I was gonna go to sleep because I was tired, because I had the itis, because I went to dinner with a friend. Um, Basically, not to celebrate this, but to just try and get my mind off of it. But I knew I wanted to make a video for several reasons. I wanted to make a video because I felt like I owed you guys this explanation about where I've been, and also I wanted to basically set this in stone and really just stop talking about it. Um, but what I will be saying is I will be releasing this video in 3 parts. Um, and yes, they are monetized, because if I'm going to talk about my pain, I'm going to need to at least get paid to talk about my pain. Let me stop, even though my monetization isn't on currently, because I don't have enough subscribers or watch hours to be monetized currently. Because I don't upload consistently, you know. Um, but I will be breaking this up in 3 parts. I will be releasing 3 videos. I'll be releasing a video of the day when the surgery happened, which is this one. I'll be releasing the next video on sometime next week, I believe the 28th, because I believe I woke up. I will have to check it, but I will be releasing the video on the day I died. I'll release a video of the day I woke up, which I will get to. And I will release one on the day I basically recovered or moved to the recovery unit. Not sent home, but the day I moved into the recovery unit, because I feel like those would be the best 3 points of reference to give you those in those 3 days. So please look out for these videos. And let's just get into it and start from the top, where everything happened. Basically, what led up to me. So, in order for me to understand everything that's going on, let me tell you a little bit. So I live in the state of Maryland. If you did not know, I live in the state of Maryland. Um, my part, girl. I live in the state of Maryland. My mom works for the government. Whole thing. So because of the way in the state of Maryland, you are covered under your parents' insurance until you are 26, I believe, with if you're still in school. Don't quote me on that. That's what I was told. If you're still in school or still in college, you're under your parents' insurance. And I don't know about y'all, but Maryland state government insurance, especially the plan my mother chose, is some cute insurance. So I was trying to max out, like trying to get maxed out on that shit. So I at the time had all four of my wisdom teeth still in my mouth. Um, I knew that it was. I knew that I had friends who, when I was working, so I had people who talked about like how much their wisdom teeth took cost to take out, what it was going to look like, what it was going to cost, and mind you, they all had their wisdom teeth pulled out with either no insurance, or their insurance didn't cover a lot of it, or they had them pulled out at like four separate times in order for them to afford it. Now I knew that like I have a dentist, I have a standing 6 month dental checkup, first world problems, high key privilege. Um, so I basically I was like, okay, like, and mind you, my wisdom teeth, some people like they wait until theirs are like impacted, or which impacted only means that your wisdom teeth are beneath the skin. That's all that means. Um, they waited until their wisdom teeth started hurting, where they tried to break through, because they said the wisdom teeth are the last set of teeth that are supposed to grow in. Um, and everyone said like, oh yeah, mine were hurting, like, so I had to get them taken out because I couldn't deal with the pain. None of my wisdom teeth hurt. None of my wisdom teeth grew in. However, I knew, because my mother got her wisdom teeth removed. I was live with my mother. I was old enough to remember my mom getting her wisdom teeth taken out. And they say like the way your wisdom teeth grow in can be hereditary. Again, do not quote me. I'm not a dentist. I'm not an oral specialist. I don't know any of this. But I remember hearing that like how your wisdom teeth grow in can be hereditary based off of how your parents' wisdom teeth grew in. My mother's wisdom teeth grew in parallel. That's parallel, right? Yeah, parallel to her. No, that's perpendicular. Oh, this is parallel. Perpendicular. They grew in perpendicular to her other teeth. So when hers came in, they tried to push her teeth forward, so she had to get hers removed. I was like, okay, like I just want to know what's going on with wisdom teeth or whatever. So I went to the dentist during a regular checkup. I'm like, hey, can I get? I'm 24. Can I get a scan to see what my wisdom teeth are doing? So in order to like get a consultation, how much is it going to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I went and they did them, and like of course, just like my mom, mine are literally perfectly perpendicular at almost damn near a right angle to my teeth in the back, my incisors in the back of my mouth. So I was like, okay, they don't hurt, but we need to get these out. Now, mind you, I might have been 23. So I was 23 and I procrastinated a year, and then turned 24, and I was like, oh crap, I only have my mom's insurance for 2 more years. Let me get the stuff I need to get done first. And in order to do that, I'm like, okay, like I know my wisdom teeth are coming up. This is a price, and I looked it up, like the prices of like medium wisdom teeth without insurance. It was some thousands, and and since dentistry, while it is a general thing, it is still considered a special. It was a whole thing, girl. I was just like, yeah, we need to get these teeth out of my mouth because I'm not going to be able to afford this. So I remember booking an appointment in it was either November or December of 2018. It was November, December. I do not know the exact date. I can tell you the exact thing, everything else that happened after this, but I do not know the exact date. But I remember I booked an appointment with the dental surgeon, who was referred to through my the dental surgeon who was referred to me by my dentist because my dentist did not specialize in wisdom teeth removal. I had to go to an oral surgeon in order for that to happen. I went in. I remember going in. I remember seeing the dentist, the dental surgeon. He's like, "Hey, what are you in here for today?" And I was like, "Hey, I want to get my wisdom teeth removed. I'm not having any pain. They're not growing in yet, but I just want to get them done preemptively because I basically know I won't be able to afford it immediately after, and I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I'm screwed over because I don't have my I won't be stuck in a situation where I can't afford to get them pulled out when I need them pulled out." He was like, "Okay, so let's go talk over this." I'm like, "Okay, like I have this insurance. I know I have coverage under this. What do you need for me to do?" So he was like, "Okay, like we got your scans from your dentist. You know, everything looks good. We can get them scheduled for you to take them out." The question came up of anesthesia, which is a big thing here. We will come back to that when I tell you when in the next video, because, well, not in the next video, but we will come back to that in a later part. So I was like, okay, so he was like, anesthesia. I'm like, okay, well, what are the options? He said, we can do local anesthetic, which is Novocaine. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really work when you fill a cavity or put in a filling. I've actually had done. So this, if you don't know me, this tooth right here, this is a cap that I got, mini story time within a story time. When I was 6 or 7, I've always been a fat kid. Always been a fat kid. Was the fat kid in class. Never won any races in gym class. So I wanted to win a race so bad. I remember this day very vividly. So I wanted to win a race so bad because I wanted to win and not be considered the fat kid who can't run, you know, etc. So then it was time for us to run like races in class. So I'm in there, and you have to go to the wall, touch the wall, and come back. Now, some public schools, I've seen public schools where, like, even when I was younger, had like the little mat on the side of the wall in the gym, and because our gym was a brick wall painted yellow. I feel like that was like the running color for a lot of schools, was that that muted piss yellow brick wall. Ours was painted, and we didn't have the little mat, so it was basically a brick wall. So the teacher said start. I take off running. Won the race, didn't slow down quick enough. Boom, right into the wall, chipped this tooth. It was literally like a half moon shaped chip right on that tooth. I don't have any pictures. I wish I could find some so I could show you. So for a little while, because I was still so young, but all my baby teeth had fallen out, and all my baby teeth were gone. So literally, these were all my adult teeth at 6 or 7, and so they couldn't put really a cap on it because it was they couldn't put a cap on it because like they knew that my jaw was going to spread and I was going to get bigger, and like the cap wouldn't fit anymore. It would get too small or whatever. So for a little bit I had like a little fake it was almost like a little piece that they like adhered to the side of it. They shaved. So that happened. Then so that happened basically. Then when I turned 15 or 16, I want to say, no, it was definitely 14 or 15. When I was 14 or 15, I got fitted for my cap. Had a temporary one for like 3 weeks, and then I got my permanent cap on when I was 14. So I've had this permanent cap on for about 10 years now. Hasn't popped off, haven't slipped off. So this tooth is fake. And they put me under, they used local anesthesia for that one. Shaved the tooth down, popped the temporary cap on, so I have like a little stub tooth under it. It's like getting caps or veneers. It's basically like I have a veneer on this tooth. So I remember that experience very vividly. did not take well to it. I have a very low, a very minimal pain tolerance. So like, wasn't gonna do that. So they were like, oh, we can do local anesthetic. I'm like, next option. No. Okay, well, we can do laughing gas. Now, I don't know about you, but I did not know that we could still do laughing gas. Like, I didn't know that in America we were still doing laughing gas. Okay, am I the only one who missed that memo? Who missed the fact that we're still using laughing gas as a form of anesthesia for oral surgery? Like, I thought that was just something you see on TV, or it was really dated. Like, I thought that was something we did in the 50s and 60s before we had like the good shit. But they were like, yeah, we can do laughing gas. And I'm like, this is not a 1950s or reference comedy show. No. And I'm like, I have good insurance. My mother works for the state. I want to be put down. Or put to sleep? Or put down is what the fuck happened. But I want to be put to sleep for this surgery. I do not want to be awake. I just want to wake up, maybe feel some pain. You give me some painkillers, and I go home. That is what I want to do. So they were like, okay, well, because of your size, I am. So if you do not realize, well, so like at the end of this, I'll tell you all the stuff. Like, so if you do not know, I'm a 5'9", 411 pound man at this current weight. So I am not a small person. I'm not an average size person. My BMI is literally double what it should be. He's literally double. I think my BMI last time I checked is like a 59 or a 60. You're not truthfully supposed to be over a 30. Surely that's supposed to be over a 25. My BMI is double what I'm supposed to be within a range of even being overweight. So, there's that. So basically, he was like, because of your size and the precautions that come with anesthesia, in that, right, he even said, we can do anesthesia in this office, like complete anesthesia, but because of your size and the complications that can come with overweight people being under anesthesia, which I don't know why that wasn't a red flag at that point, you'll see why. With the complications that come with overweight and larger people being under anesthesia, we would have to do your surgery in a hospital. Like an operation room on the table, like hospital. And I'm like, look, insert Shannon Sharp me. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. I have insurance. That is not a problem. Oh, you want to schedule like an operation? Like operation? Fine with me. Tell me when you're available. Tell me the dates. I would like to get this done before. Now, mind you, this is in November, December. Semester either was about to end or had just ended, and I have a 3.5-4 week break until school starts again. So I'm like, hey, I want to get this done before school starts because I do not want to be dealing with recovery and wisdom tooth, and I can't, like, during school, it's just way too much. I want to be studying. I don't want to be high on like painkillers because my teeth hurts and I'm out of commission for a week and then I got shit due and then it just messed it up. No. I was like, okay, like, so when are you available? What days do you do surgery? In surgery, where would you get booked? Where's the hospital? He was like, okay, this is the hospital XYZ. I'm like, cool. What days are you available? So he's like, okay, all that will be handled at the front desk. So I get my appointment. I knew what I was doing. I called. He's like, oh, well, you'll get called from the... Sorry, this piece of hair is going to bother me. You will get called from the desk with the schedule, with the available schedule and the available days. I'm like, cool, that's fine. Now, mind you, in between this time, I was still prepping on moving because that was when, if you remember my videos, when I was living in the basement, that little basement apartment that I have where I used to say this has followed me 3 different apartments. So she's a good desk. She's that girl. where I was sitting at the desk and I was living in the basement. So I was moving out of that apartment and into an actual like apartment like relatively soon after that. So I knew that like, okay, I already had put down my security deposit, had everything down. So I was like, okay, still had a little bit of money left over. I think my mom and my aunt helped me pay for the rest of my wisdom tooth removal because it was still, because most of it after insurance was like um what was it, hospital fees and such. It was like paying for the hospital, paying off I was in paying off the hospital fees, which was only like $300 $400 for all. So it was like $100 a tooth essentially. After my insurance kicked in, it was only $400. Now only sounds like a lot, but girl, I saw the bill, the price beforehand, before insurance kicked in. That $400 was literally less than maybe a fourth of what it was going to be because I had to go under full anesthesia. Everything was covered. So $400 coming up off some wisdom teeth was not a problem for me. I then, so I go through all that. I schedule it. I scheduled it for. I was like, okay, so what do you have? So I was trying to get it done the week before school started, or I was trying to get it done like literally like the beginning of the year, 2 weeks before school started, because school started on the 27th. 24th was a Thursday. 25th was a Friday. 26th was a Saturday. 27th was a Sunday. 28th was a Monday. So it started on the 28th. I had to count for a minute. So it started on the 28th of January was when the new semester started. So I was basically like, okay, so I want it done before I needed done before the 28th. So my oral surgeon was basically like, okay, well we only do this on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I think yeah, it was something like we only do in hospital surgery, wisdom teeth removal extractions. What they call them, extractions on Thursdays. I'm like, okay, well, like, do any of these Thursdays work? Okay, we'll check and come back. So I'm trying to pass around dates. Like, look, I need them done by this day. I need them done by this day. They gave me the wrong date. I told my mom like that it was the wrong date. Now, mind you, me and my mother were not in the greatest place at this time. I'm not going to get too deep into it because none of y'all like. I'm giving y'all this much. I'm not about to give y'all that much of my personal life either. But we're in a better place because of the situation. But we weren't in the best place. But I knew that because I was still under her insurance, I wanted her there just in case, like any insurance questions come up, any questions about health or what the insurance coverage was supposed to do came into play. I was like, you can direct that to that lady. I'll sign the little medical waiver that says she can talk about this with y'all, but you can talk to her because I just want to show the card, get my teeth pulled, and go home. So the way they explained the procedure to me and to my mother and to everyone there, even he told me this before, but I know he reiterated, and I'm gonna get to you why this is important. They were like, okay, we're gonna take you in. You're gonna get prepped like it's a surgery. You can't eat 24 hours before because you can't have anything in your stomach. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm doing my little. I was doing a health journey. It was called Operation It's a Snack. If you followed me on Instagram around that time, you would see that. It was called Operation It's a Snack. It's a snack, and I was walking. I was literally counting every calorie that went in my body. I used my MyFitnessPal app to the T. I used my step counter on my Samsung Health to the T. I wasn't going to the gym, but I was walking. I made sure I got my 10,000 to 12,000 steps a day. Now, mind you, at this point, I also was doing I also did a job where literally I was on my feet for an entire 8 hours. You know, so like, okay, you can only drink water up until midnight. You can't eat anything after 12 hours beforehand. I think my surgery was scheduled for like 7 in the morning. It was weird. Like I was up. I remember this. I remember parts of it, and I'll get to you what I mean by that because I had to piece together bits and pieces of it. So I remember all this. Like, you can't eat, you can't do anything. You're gonna come in, you're gonna get prepped for surgery. We're gonna take you in. We're gonna put the anesthesia, use the anesthesia. You're gonna go to sleep, whatever. We're going to do the surgery. The surgery should take no more than an hour for all four. Mind you, I got all four of my wisdom teeth removed in one time. They're like, okay, we're gonna go in, do all four of your wisdom teeth, stitch you back up, bring you up from anesthesia, put you in a recovery room. You should, if you, my surgery was supposed to be at 7, they're like, you should probably be able to leave by noon. We just want you to wake up, be cognizant enough to probably pop you in a wheelchair, take you home. That is it. So it was literally like, the surgery was only supposed to be an hour long. I went into surgery 7 or 8 o'clock. I was supposed to be out of surgery by 9 or 10. I go to the recovery room after they pulled me out of anesthesia. I answer the questions, make sure that I'm cognizant and lucid, and then I will be able to go home. Now, mind you, they still wanted you to be with someone to recover for those 2 days while you're still in pain, so I was going to go to my grandmother's house. Mind you, at this time, I'm living by myself in my new apartment. So I was going to go to her house for the weekend. I had this whole thing planned because, if you don't know, I'm a musical junkie. I said like, oh, I'm going to go because it was Fox does that every year now. They do a live musical. The musical they were doing is Rent. Rent holds a very special place in my heart. It was the first musical that I read, outside of it, the first real musical that I heard of, listened to, that brought me into the musical theater realm. So I was I was like, oh my God. So had a whole plan. I'm going to get my wisdom teeth removed on Thursday. I'm going to go to my grandmother's house for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Sunday night, I'm going to watch Rent because it was supposed to come on that Sunday night. So I was like, on Sunday night, I'm going to watch Rent. And I'm Rent live, eat my little bowl of broth and ice cream, because when you get wisdom teeth pulled, you can't drink or eat anything solid because you can't be chewing using your back mouth muscles. You can't do that. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a breeze. I'm gonna just be drinking broth. I'm gonna get skinny from drinking broth. I had a plan, girl. I had a plan. That plan went. The plane went boop. No. So I called my job. I had some PTO because I was able to acquire PTO. Had some PTO. I'm off Saturdays, so I took Thursday. Yeah, because I worked Wednesday night, but I took Thursday, Friday, and Sunday off because I knew I was already going to be off Saturday. So therefore, I had to take my 3 PTO days and get paid for those days, and then I would come back to work on Monday. I remember going to work. I remember, so, just a lot to think about because, I remember, going to work. I remember going to work, counting my calories. I didn't eat anything after, I think. I got to work for those when I was working 5:30 to 3 a.m. Got to work 5:30. I didn't eat anything after 4. I was only drinking water because I was told I was allowed to drink water up until midnight. So I drank my water, was power walking, getting my step counts in. I was excited. I'm like, I don't got to come in here for 3 days. We were about to be pimping. I don't got to deal with none of these hussies, and I'm going to be fine. So went to work. Now, mind you, we're in January. So I went to work the Wednesday before the surgery. A year ago today, I went to work. I got home. I remember I washed my face because I did a little Facebook video because I had sewed in my hair because I had a wig that I had my hair sewed down the night before. I sewed the wig down, and then the day of the surgery, when I got home from work at 3 in the morning, I washed my face. I washed my face and did a little peel, a face peel, a peel off mask to cleanse my pores. I was like, okay, I just want to be fresh because I knew that if I was going to be in pain, I was going to be able to touch my face or wash my face heavily, and I also didn't want to agitate anything, and then also I didn't want to be in too much pain where I couldn't do my hair, etc., etc. So I literally had set up okay, hair's done for school. All I gotta do is pop in plexi rods. Face is clear. I shaved everything. So I now remember I don't remember waking up. I don't remember waking up because I said it was 3 o'clock, and my mom said she was going to come pick me up at 5 because we had to be at the hospital by 6 in order for me to be cleared and everything to start at 7, and to go through. I don't remember if I did go to sleep for 2 hours or if I didn't. I remember that because I didn't have my washer and dryer yet. I didn't have my washer and dryer yet, so I took a load of clothes with me because I knew I was going to be at my grandmother's house for the weekend. So I took a load of clothes with me to my aunt. So my aunt came, my grandmother came, my mom came, and my cousin, one of my cousins came who helps my grandmother a lot with stuff. They came, and I had 2 laundry baskets, and I put them in their truck, and we went to the hospital because basically afterwards we were gonna come home. I was gonna go back to sleep, and they were gonna wash my clothes. My grandmother washes clothes. So I remember, and this I remember. I remember waking. So that's what was supposed I don't remember doing all that, but I remember my mom told me that's what happened. I remember going. I remember waking up and we're in the parking lot of the hospital. We go in and I have to go check into the surgery unit. I have to check in and basically make sure all my insurance information is correct, make sure they have the right time, I'm here for the right surgery, etc., etc. I went to I remember this very distinctly now, and it's so fucked up. I went to the desk where the woman who does the check-in, who verifies you, hey, is this your insurance number? This is who it is. This is your contact person, etc., etc. This is what you're here for, etc. So you sign off all this stuff yes, I'm here for this, and my insurance doesn't cover this, so I have to pay out of pocket, etc. And there's this one line where she literally would say that, hey, if there are any, she even told me this, if there are any complications during your surgery, and you are forced to say this you signing this verifies that we have consent to register you in the hospital and intake you if any complications happen. And I'm okay, what? Literally me. Okay, whatever, that's fine. We'll be fine. And, we'll be fine. So we go. I signed that off. I'm yeah, whatever. Paid no attention. Should have paid more attention. We signed that off. I go. We're okay, you're cleared to go. You can go go to this level. The nurse walked us. We're okay, we're gonna go to this level. So we can prep you for the surgery. I remember getting up, walking to the elevator, getting on the elevator doors closing. Black. I do not remember anything except for this really lucid dream that I will talk about in part 2 and waking up. And you'll see why those are very important. I will film that next part, but I will just if you want to know what else happened and what happened during the dream, you're gonna have to watch part 2 because I feel like I've talked a lot about this, and this video is about 30 minutes long. So thank you for watching this part. I will make sure to have parts 2 and 3 up on their respective days, and we will address it from there. Thank you. Peace.